Hello, hello everybody. My name is Kaza. Nice to meet you. This is part of my 365-day daily challenge, speaking English for 30 minutes straight using total side questions. No script, just spontaneous answers, just like the real life. Let's get started. Today, I went to today is day 162. 162. 162. I went to my friend's house in Shizuoka. I don't know how to say it. Like, some rich people have another house in different area for vacation. How do we call it? How do we call it? And where is my Apple Watch? Where's my Apple Watch? I got it. I got it. So yeah, the internet connection is not stable. So from here, so I should use my smartphone, maybe. Vacation home, summer house, holiday, vacation home. Okay, vacation home. A friend of mine has a vacation home in Shizuoka. Actually, I live in Tokyo, so it is located. Uh, it is far. It is a little bit far from here. So in the morning, uh, we departed at like 7, actually 8 a.m. Then it took 3 hours, almost actually 4 hours because of the traffic jam. But somehow we got it. We we arrived at uh, her vacation home. We and me and two friends, two me and two friends of mine. Actually, one of them have a car, have his own car. So he picked us up in the morning. Then we departed to Shizuoka. Okay, I'll explain it again. Today, me and friends of mine went to uh, we went to I went to my friend's vacation home today. The vacation home is a little bit far from here. Actually, I live in Tokyo and it is located in Shizuoka, so it's a little bit far from here. So we um actually me and two friends of mine went there together. So one of them, he has his own car, so he picked us up, two of us, and we departed at 8 a.m. Then it took almost 4 hours to get there because of the traffic jam. Somehow we arrived at the house. Then we bought some food for barbecue. We did barbecue. Uh, so we bought vegetables, meat, and some dessert. Some dessert. And we did a barbecue. It was great. Actually, Shizuoka's sky was clearer than one in Tokyo. So actually, the end of the barbecue, sun went down, then the sky was dark, and we could see lots of stars because of the sky was clear, and that place was that place didn't have any lights, so we could see um, lots of stars very clearer than Tokyo. And I actually saw shooting star. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to pray or to make a wish. But yeah, that was that was a great moment when I saw the shooting star. Yeah, I was surprised. And anyway, yeah, that was good. And then we went back to Tokyo finally. It was great. Yeah, let's check my English by ChatGPT. Actually, we, I don't know, this is not, I don't think this is common to American people, but we actually use charcoal when we do BBQ, barbecue, because, we actually each family doesn't have, you know, like the machine. I don't know how to say it, but you guys usually have some barbecue grill, mobile barbecue grill, actually, but we don't. It is not common for Japanese people, so we actually use charcoal to for barbecue each time. And you know, some restaurants emphasize that they use charcoals to grill. So I was wondering why are why they were emphasizing it. So finally, I asked ChatGPT the reason. Then ChatGPT answered that the charcoals can uh, I will use ChatGPT. My smartphone's ChatGPT. So I was wondering for a long time that some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoals to grill. So I didn't know the difference between charcoal and just mere fire. But recently, finally, I asked ChatGPT about it. So it told me the reason. So charcoal, if you use charcoal to grill, it pass through it pass heat through the surface, and it can reach in the middle if you use charcoals because of uh, red something line, infrared something. But if you use fire to grill, just you can heat up only the surface. You cannot pass the heat through the surface. So that's the difference. So, if you use charcoals, you can uh, heat not only the surface but also the center of the thing. Actually, my English is very bad. I made many mistakes, I guess. But anyway, my English isn't improving. So I was wondering for a long time why some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoal grilling, for grilling. I didn't really know the difference between charcoal and just a regular fire. But recently I finally asked ChatGPT about it and it told me the reason. When you use charcoal to grill, it transfer, transfers heat not only to the surface but also deep inside the food because it gives off infrared radiation. On the other hand, when you grill with an open flame, it mainly heats the surface and can't penetrate as deeply. So that's the difference. Charcoal can heat both the outside and the inside more evenly. Connection um, is very bad. The internet is weak. The connection is weak. Connection is weak. Actually, Wi-Fi is weak. Sorry, I wasn't speaking English. Anyway, and the pollen allergy. it has come, has plant allergy is on. I hate that. So I'll explain the charcoal thing. The internet is weak, so I will use my smartphone. Smartphone. So I was wondering for a long time why some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoal for grilling. I didn't really know the difference between charcoal and just a regular fire. But recently, I finally asked ChatGPT about it. It told me the reason. When you use charcoal to grill, it transfers heat not only to the surface but also deep inside the food because it gives what does it gives off mean? It gives off means uh, radiate, emit. So it emits infrared uh, radiation. On the other hand, it gives off infrared radiation. So infrared radiation's characteristic is that it transfers heat not only to the surface but also deep inside deep inside the food, because it gives off infrared radiation. On the other hand, when you grill with an regular fire, an open flame, it mainly heats the surface. The connection is very weak. It is taking time to connect, ChatGPT web page. On the other hand, when you grill with an open fire, it mainly heats the surface and it can't penetrate as deeply. It mainly heats the surface and it can't penetrate as deep. So that's the difference. Charcoal can heat both the outside and the inside more evenly. Okay, I'll explain. I'll say this explanation without looking at the notes. So I was wondering for a long time why some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoal for grilling. So finally, I asked ChatGPT about it. It told me the reason. So when you use, sorry, I don't know the difference between charcoal. Actually, I didn't really know the difference between charcoal and just a regular fire. So I asked ChatGPT about it. It told me the reason. When you use charcoal to grill, it transfers heat not only to the surface but also the inside, also deep inside, but also deep inside the food because it gives off infrared radiation. That is the infrared radiation's characteristic. 特徴ってなんていうんだっけ？ feature, characteristic, yeah, characteristic feature. That's the infrared radiation's feature. But anyway, so on the other hand, if you use when you grill, when you grill with an open fire, when you grill with an open fire, it mainly heats only the surface and can't penetrate as deeply. Can't penetrate as deeply. So that's the difference. Charcoal can heat both the outside and the inside more evenly. I'll explain this again. I was wondering for a long time why some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoal for grilling. I didn't know the difference between charcoal and just a regular fire. So I asked ChatGPT about it. He told me the reason. When you use charcoal to grill, it transfers heat, which one? Heat, right? It transfers heat not only the surface, but also uh, deep inside the food because it emits infrared radiation. So on the other hand, when you grill with an open fire, it heats the surface and can't penetrate as deeply. That's the difference. So charcoal can heat both inside and outside, the inside and the outside, more evenly. Can can heat both the outside and the inside more evenly. So I was wondering for a long time why some Japanese restaurants emphasize that they use charcoal for grilling. I didn't really know the difference between charcoal and just regular fire. But recently I finally asked ChatGPT about it and it told me the reason. When you use charcoal to grill, it transfers heat not only to the surface but also deep inside the food because it gives soft infrared radiation. On the other hand, when you grill at an open fire, open flame, open flame, with an open flame, it mainly heats the surface and it can penetrate as deeply. So that's the difference. Charcoal can heat both the inside and outside more evenly. Thank you so much. Bye bye.